Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, Elias Matters TV. Thank you, Talk with Richi, for stopping by. On the Mayor audience, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for coming today. Okay, so today we're just going to be talking about the role of a woman in marriage. Okay, so what are the roles that a woman is supposed to play in marriage? Okay, and we know that as a woman has a number of roles in their lives. A woman has a role as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter. But in today's relationship Q&A, we're just going to be talking about the role of a woman in marriage, okay? And we're having an amazing guest today. Talk with Richi will be joining us on the screen. Okay, so we're just going to hear what her opinion is on the issue. But thank you all so much for stopping by. Victoria Marca, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said before I go on, how is everyone? How's your Sunday been? How's your week been? I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Thank you so much. Okay, so just before we have Richi on, can I just ask if anyone has any opinion, because you know that these live streams are always very engaging. Okay, so it's not just one person talking. In your opinion, what do you think the role of a woman is when it comes to marriage? What do you think a woman's role is? Okay, so if you have any opinion, any idea, just put them in the chat box so we can talk about them. Okay, while we're waiting for Richie to come up on the screen. Okay, and again, I would like this live stream to be quick and short so that people can go back and rewatch it as much as possible. Okay, so we're talking about the role of a woman in marriage. Okay, so if anyone has an idea, so if you are a woman and you're married, what do you think your role is in your marriage? Okay, so to your husband, to your children, what do you think your role is? To your family, what are your roles? Or if you just have one role, what is your role in marriage? Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about today. Okay, so from my opinion, so like I said before, a woman has numerous roles. So when a woman is born, first of all, she's born as a daughter, okay, and she grows up to become a young girl. If she has younger ones, the older one becomes a sister, okay, and then she becomes an aunt. She has so many different roles. She's a friend, and she's got so many different roles, okay. Or when she becomes married, when she gets into a relationship, and when she gets married, she then puts on a different hat, okay. And one of the roles she becomes is a wife. Okay, so a woman becomes a wife to her husband. So that's one of the roles of a woman. Okay, and when she becomes a wife, there are so many things that a wife should do. Okay, so for instance, a wife will prepare food, will take care of the family. Okay, she becomes a mother to her kids. Okay, so take care of the children in the house. She becomes a nurse. Okay, so like I said, the woman has so many different roles. She's a nurse to her husband. She's a nurse to her children. Okay, so she becomes a nurse. I've got Richie. I'm just going to add Richie onto the screen. Okay, add the stream. Hi, Richie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, Business Stories with Snatel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so like I said before, today we're talking about the role of a woman in marriage. We're also going to be talking about going into other details about the woman's career. Should a woman have a career, or is she expected to be a full-time housewife, or is she expected to have a career? And if she has a career, what are the expectations? What are the implications of a woman that has a career or a successful career? So those are the things that Richie and I are going to be talking about today. Okay, thank you all so much for stopping by. I've got Richie on the line. Richie, hello. Oh, you look so beautiful.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
I like your hair.
Thank you. I won't dash you, Sha.
Thank you so much. So Richie is a content creator like I am. Okay, she talks about family, she talks about relationships as well. She talks about how to raise up your children and things like that. Her channel name is A Talk with Richi. So if you want to check her out, that would be great. And if you like what she does, you can then subscribe to her. Okay, but today we're just going to have a chat. Okay, so she lives in Germany. I know that. I don't know if there's anything else I've missed. If you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, Richi.
You've said everything. Nothing more to say.
Are you sure?
Very, very sure. You said everything.
Okay. Okay, a woman is indeed a homemaker. Okay, someone has just because I was asking, what's the role of a woman in marriage, and someone just said a woman is a homemaker. Okay, I don't know if you want to throw some light into that, Richie. Like the woman in marriage is a homemaker.
Um, Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to this live. And of course, a woman is indeed a homemaker. That is why the Bible said that a wise woman buildeth her home, while the foolish one destroys it with her hand. So a woman is a homemaker. And from the beginning of creation, God has handed women the activities as everything concerning home front. God has handed it over to the women.
Yeah. So the woman will be the one to take care of the activities of the house, like the feeding, making sure the kids are up early for school and things like that, making sure her husband is okay. So yes, she's indeed a homemaker. Make sure that maybe in somewhere like Europe, the house is warm enough for the children and for the family, and
Yeah.
things like that. So yes, the woman is indeed a homemaker. Okay, but thank you all so much. Thank you, Business Studies with Smarty, for that and contribution there. Thank you so much. Okay, so I don't know if you have any other thing to add to who the woman is, the role of a woman in marriage before we go to the next subtopic.
Okay, so the role of a woman is very, as in, we've already said it, that the role of a woman is to build her home. So building your home
She's
has
echoing. She's
different
echoing from
jobs.
you. You're
I don't know,
echoing.
even if break it. So I'm finding it difficult to hear what you're saying. I'm just picking them one after the other. I don't know if it's my network or yours.
Can you come out and come back in?
Of course.
Maybe that would help. Okay, so earlier as Masters has just said, a woman is a builder. Okay, so the woman has so many different hats. Okay, so the woman is a builder. She builds her home, and like Richi rightly said just now, a wise woman builds her home with her hands, and the foolish one would bring it down with her own hands. Okay, so yes, the woman is a builder. Okay,
Is
we've
it
got
okay
Richie
now?
back. I hope that this time around it will be better.
It's okay now.
Not really, but just continue. Maybe it will sort itself out.
Okay, so back to the question, the role of a woman in the house, the role of a woman in family. Yeah,
Have you
women
got
are,
anything else on? Have you got anything on any phone, iPad, laptop?
no, nothing, just my phone.
Oh,
Nothing. My laptop is not here, just my phone. I don't know why
we'll
it's
just
echoing.
continue. It's
I don't
not
know why
clear.
it's echoing.
Can we all hear Richie? For those of us in the chat, can we hear Richie properly? Maybe or is it just me? Can you hear Richie? Is it echoing from your end or not? Just continue. I think it might sort itself out at some point. She's gone again. Right, okay. I hope we can go ahead with the stream. She's gone again. Okay, she's back.
I guess it's okay. I don't know. That is why I went out to come back again. It's fine.
Just continue.
Okay. So back to what we're saying, a woman is a builder. A woman is a builder. That is why everything concerning the home, it's all about women. Women have to take care of the home. Women have to know what the kids will eat, what her family will eat. Women have more responsibilities in the house than men. That is why you see when they are training a male child and a female child, they put more attention on the female child because they know that the female child is the builder. The female child is the builder, and even the Bible, when Adam and Eve committed the crime of eating the fruit, the punishment that God gave, let me not use the word punishment, but it's actually the punishment that God gave to women, is to make sure that her home front is okay. And she said that your husband will be Lord over you, meaning that everything about the woman is in the house. Everything about the woman is in the house. That is why even these days you see that no matter how occupied the woman is, the woman has to schedule herself so that she'll be able to take care of her home, her children. Like here in Europe, any appointment for the children, you see the women there. A doctor appointment, school appointment, any appointment that concerns the children is the women that are being recognized. So generally, that is just we don't have to pick that the role of a woman is just to make babies, or the role of a woman is just to cook, to clean. No, the role of a woman is a lot. In fact, the woman is the owner of the house. So
She's
anything
a
that concerns
builder.
the house is the woman. So I don't think there is a specific role for a woman.
Okay, so you've just said, and boils down to what we've been saying. The woman has so many hats that she puts on in the house. So yes, she's a builder, she's a homemaker, she's the one that looks after the house, she's a nurse, she's the mother, she does so many things. So the day ins and outs of the home actually depends on the woman. So yes, there are some cases where the man can do these things, but majority of the time it is the woman that's responsible for
Yeah.
the home. A woman wears many
And
hats. So yes,
you notice that if the man takes over, you see that there is always a comma, an error, until the woman
yes,
comes
but
in
having
to
said
take
that, there
it
are actually
in.
some men that are like when the woman
Actually,
is not there, some men will
yeah,
step
of
in. So
course,
some men will
of
actually
course,
step in and take over. But
of
majority of
course.
the time it is the woman. My camera clear at all? I don't know what's going
No,
on today.
it's not clear.
It's not clear.
No.
I don't know what's going on, my God. Hold on, let me clean this camera again. Still not clear. I don't know. I think it's probably a StreamYard thing today. Still not clear. Hey. Anyway,
I
so
think it's
Thomas
much
Cotton,
better
thank you
now.
for coming. Zadok's World, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said before, the woman wears so many hats. Okay, wears so many hats, and the ins and outs of the home depends on. Normally, falls the responsibility of the home falls mostly on the woman, but then there's occasions whereby the man steps in. We know that there are some men that have stepped in, like very well, and took care of their homes. The woman is not there, or maybe when the woman is unwell, um, or something, and then the man will step in. Okay, I'll just read what business says. Women are a unifying factor in a home as they act as mediators between the head of the house and all other dependents. Without them, everything becomes disorganized. Okay, and that you can see that a lot. Okay, sometimes when the children want something, they go to their mom, and their mom will
Mom.
help them go to the dad. So first of all try to get into the woman, and then from there the woman will help them speak on their behalf. So the woman is a mediator, so to say. So she's the in between, the go between them and maybe the father or any other person in the house. That's also true. Okay, but having said that, I think the next question for us is, we know that the woman has all this has all this responsibility. So is it right for a woman to have to is it right for the woman to be a full-time carer? Yeah. Or is it okay for her to have a career, to have a life of her own? If she has all this has and she's responsible for the home, should her responsibility just be the home full time? Or is she expected to like have a career and build a career for herself?
Um, for me, I always say my own. Like, um, um, I love women when they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love women. Let's forget about every other, like taking care of home. Yes, I know that home is work. Being a
Yeah.
housewife is not a bad thing, but we have a lot of housewives who are millionaires because they are working online, they are doing one or two things, but they are still full-time housewife. So no matter whether you are a housewife or not, I love women who work because you have to be financially independent. You have to be financially independent. You have to help your husband, because even the Bible also told us that a good woman, okay, I don't know if it said a good woman, but it said a woman, she made in Proverbs 31, or yeah, Proverbs 31, it says that she makes clothes. She makes her own clothes, meaning that she has to work. So I don't think that it is right for a woman to just be a full-time career house, as in full-time housewife without any income at all. Even though some men want it, so they will say, I can take care of you, I can take care of your family, just sit at home and work. But for me, I still prefer that a woman should have something doing. So yeah, yes, I know that it's a lot of work, going to work, coming back, taking care of family. Yes, but I think that is still okay for you to do
So
something
do you
anywhere.
think that the woman should like be independent? So yes, she has the role of a wife, a mother, a wife, the role of a nurse, and all of that, the mediator, the builder. So do you think it's right for her to have like a successful career,
Of
apart
course,
from.
we don't have to
So, but
argue
how
that
then?
one.
How
Of
then does
course.
she? How then will she be able to balance this? Because there's a notion that if a woman is successful or a woman has a full-time career, then the likelihood is that she might not be able to take care of her family, might not have time enough for her family. So, how will a woman be able to balance these two things, like her family and her career?
Yes, it's very stressful. I must confess, it's very stressful working and taking care of home. It's very, very stressful. But I believe in balance. I believe in planning. Women are doctors at home doctors, but you will not tell me that your children are always sick every day. Yes. So I believe that there is a way you have to create a time, as in create, your schedule. If you have to work half time, you work. If you have to work full time, and it all depends on the kind of man you are married to. If you have the man that supports you, that is a good, strong support system, I believe that this is very simple. When you have a strong support system, where many women find it difficult is when they don't have a support system. That is a husband who will support them, knowing fully well, oh, my wife went to work, and when she comes back, she has to do this. Then you just help the wife to do one or two things. If it's with the children assignment, or just making dinner, or just take bathe the children and put them to bed, just help the wife. But at the end of the day, I believe that it is still important for women to work. For women to
Okay.
work, because you stay at home, you take care of your family, you do these things, but you don't have money coming in. You just depend on your
Hmm.
husband. Yeah. So you just have to. It's working for people. It's working for people.
Yeah.
It's working for a lot of women. So, but though it's stressful. Let me tell you, it's very, very
Hmm.
stressful for women, because women are not built to stress themselves. Women
Yeah.
are actually not built to stress themselves. They don't have that physical strength like men, but they have emotional strength, and which men
Yeah.
don't have. So they are not actually built to go to work, come back, take care of family. It's a lot of stress for them. But at the end of the day, you just have to find a way to put these
I'm
things
going
together
to
so
I'm
that
going
it's
to
more
I'm going to try and play the devil's advocate here, okay? So for a woman that is married to a man that provides all her needs, like everything she needs, he provides for the kids.
Mhm,
What would be the reason why would a woman want to work? So because we're talking about finance. So if
mhm.
finance was not an issue, why would a woman want to work? Why would she want to work if the man can provide for her and the kids?
Okay, so let me rephrase. It's working, as in working is not only for the finance, but it's um for you to achieve your own purpose on earth. Everybody on this earth has their own purpose, the reason why God created them. So, for you to achieve your purpose is not just to come, sit at home, make babies, cook, clean, and tomorrow you die.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have a purpose. And for you to achieve that purpose, you have to have a career.
Yeah. And I
Yes,
agree, I kind of agree with you because it's not just about money, it's about
it's not all about
your
money.
own
It's sometimes
person.
making
Your
you happy because staying at home, I stayed at home for 4 years. I stayed at home for 4 years after having my son. I had to stay and had my baby. So I stayed at home for 4 years. I knew, oh my God, I knew what I went through. I was depressed.
and
Like,
how did you manage that, Richi?
see, I can't even because I was working. So I'm not used to staying at I'm not used to staying at home. So when I started staying at home, it was like, excuse me, what is going on? So I was really, really, really depressed. Sometimes I just get unnecessarily angry. Like, I just get unnecessarily angry. I just want to, but I try to control myself and I switched. I said, what can I do to help me out from this situation? And that is why I started doing one or two things before I joined YouTube. And so I started doing things that distracted me, like work, like I'm working, like I'm working, and I found fulfillment. I was happy.
Yeah,
So it's not only about um because of the money, it's about you being okay. You meet people, you
yeah,
discuss with people, you hear from people experience. You go to work in the morning, you come back in the afternoon, you've heard one or two things, not just staying at home doing one thing over and over again, one routine. You just have
yeah.
a plan of, you wake up in the morning, you make breakfast, take kids to school, pick them up from school, cook lunch, do
It gets
cleaning.
tiring, doesn't it? And you're so right.
Yes,
So it's not just about the fact that you want money as a woman, but the fact that you want your own independence, you want your own
yeah,
identity. Okay, you want to
your
have
own
something
identity.
to call your
Yeah.
own. So because if a man goes to work and provides for you, so yes, that's fine, but at the end of the day, it's not it's not really yours. Okay, so yes, it is in a way, but you want to have your own identity. So okay, yes, I have a business of my own, or I have a job of my own, I have a career. Okay, so it's really important that even though we have all these hats that we put on, and I know that there are times that, especially for young mothers, it's hard for them to say, okay, I want to go to work or whatever. And I know we did a live stream a while ago. We talked about taking, like, giving up your career for your partner. What we said in that video was that there are some couples, when they get married and they start having children, because the children are still young, they want to spend time, as much time as possible, with the kids. So at that point they can take a break from their career. So yes, take a break from your career, but what you also want to do is know that, okay, after maybe a few years, when the kids have grown a little bit, you want to go back to that career that you've put on hold for a while, because God forbid something happens in the future. Know that, okay, maybe at this time the man himself might have all the money to provide for you. What if something happens and the man isn't there anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, what becomes of you as a woman? Okay, what happens to you? Say, for instance, God forbid that the man dies, or maybe there's a divorce, or maybe you have a misunderstanding and you go separate ways. What
Or
leg are you
something
going to
goes
stand
wrong,
on?
or something goes wrong, that the table turns, that the man lost everything he
Lost
has.
his job.
Yeah, you
And
just have
we
to
can
come
talk
back
about
from.
the yeah, we can talk about the pandemic. A lot of people lost their jobs during the pandemic. A
Yeah.
lot of businesses folded due to the pandemic. Okay, so what if that was the case? What legs are you going to stand on as a woman?
Mhm.
Okay, important that even though we have all these hats that we have on, being a mom, being a sister, a wife, a carer, and all that, we also want to have our own identity. We also want to have our own careers. Okay, and when we have our
And
own careers,
again,
we're not saying abandon your family. We're not saying, okay, don't spend time with your family or abandon your family. You can decide to do part time. Okay, so that gives you time to spend with your family, to raise your family if your family is still young, to spend time to bond with your kids or to bond with your husband is really important. I'm just going to read a comment from Business by Smarty. She says, traditionally, yes, but in our economic times, it's not possible for a woman to be full-time because full-time housewife, because we definitely need to help as men, especially in this biting economic time. Okay, so
And
yes.
again, let me add to say that the at the beginning, because I love anytime I'm talking about this women marriage something, I love to take it back to our manual, which is the Bible. The Bible has structured all these things out for us. So at the beginning, he said that the man needs a helper. That is where the woman comes in. It's not only a helper, maybe if the man is not thinking right, for you to help him think well, or the man needs a helper in terms of making babies or stay at home while the man go to work. A helper means that in all area you help him
Yeah,
out. Because let's take for example here in after the how a man goes to work, come back at the end of the month, he receive his salary. From that salary, you pay your house rent, your light bill, every other bill. You take care of family back home. Then how much do you have left to help yourself as a family, to
yeah,
save for yourself as a family? So this is where the help comes in.
yeah,
That you have to
yeah,
work and support him. So let's
yeah,
always put this in mind that this is also the reason why we were created.
yeah, yeah, and that's all right. That's what Business is by Smarties
Yes.
said. Traditionally from Africa where we come from, yes, man can be, or even in normal case, you can say, okay, you be a full-time housewife while I go to work. But with this economic times, things are so expensive, things are so hard that it needs the contribution of both parties, the man and the woman, to come together with their finances, with their support, with their reasoning, to come together to support each other so that the burden is not on one person. Because we know that if one person bears the burden, especially if they are not capable, and if the other person is also capable, but they say that, okay, you know what, I'm not doing it, it could put a strain on the marriage. And we know that finance is one of the major causes of marital breakdown, we talked about a few weeks ago. So when it comes to money, it affects a lot of marriages. So when one person begins to bear the burden of the marriage financially, it takes a toll on the marriage, especially if the other party is not being reasonable. If the person is not being understanding, you can walk, you decided, you know what, I'm just going to sit at home, or I'm not even going to bother. So we need to be able to support each other. We need to support the man, and the man is supposed to be able to support the wife as well. And when it comes to childcare, so yes, I'm at work, maybe that time the man can be at home to say, okay, you know what, I'll take care of the children while you're at work, and then when I'm at work, you take care of the kids. So be able to share the responsibilities in that way, and by so doing, your marriage becomes a happier place to be.
Please, I want to
Yeah,
say something. I want to correct something.
yeah,
Thunder Scorpion said, if the wife has to work, the man has failed at being a husband. Let's not be
yeah,
misled. Thunder Scorpion, sorry, I have to disagree with you. For the fact that the woman is working, we said it earlier, that it's not all about that finance, but about your, as in, by fulfilling your purpose on earth. So for the fact that the woman is working, we have lots of women, a lot of men who are billionaires, but their wives are still working. That doesn't mean that the man has failed for being the man has failed as a husband, but it's just that the woman herself is a human being, and she has to fulfill her purpose on earth. So please don't be deceived by saying that the man has failed. The man has done nothing wrong. The man just gave the woman the chance to be herself, to be herself, to be her own human being.
yeah. Yeah, that's
So
that's
please,
that's so right. Yes, I agree with you, Richie. The fact that the woman is working doesn't mean that the man has failed. I don't know where that Scorpion is
I
getting that
don't know.
idea from. I know that some men that don't want their wives to work. That's fine, so long as you both agree. But even in that case, the woman can do something maybe online, or do some training, some courses, just to equip herself, make her happy. Because, like we said, it's not just about money, but it's about finding fulfillment in life, finding your identity, finding what you enjoy apart from your marriage. You know, aside your marriage, you should have something that you find like enjoyable, something that gives you joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that gives you fulfillment. You know, that's what we're talking about. So yes, if you don't want your wife to work, that's fine, but let her have a skill, a training, okay, and maybe do something online. So even if she's not going out to work, she can be at home and do some courses or do some businesses at home. Okay, so it's really important that we are not misled, like Richi said. A man that gives his wife the opportunity to work, he's actually supporting her dream and career. So that man hasn't failed at all. He's actually a man that the woman should be proud of, that the society will be proud of. It's okay, yes, this man has actually supported his wife to achieve her goals. Okay, so it's really important. Esther's Chronicle, thank you for coming. Thunder Scorpion, thank you for coming. Of course, and business studies by Smartell, I think. A woman has to work because her husband may not always be there to provide. To provide, death can strike at any time, so it's part of training her so that she can stand on her own when the worst happens. And that's the true. Me too, I disagree with Thunder Scorpion, please, which is right. Okay. So and business studies is just saying there that she agrees with what we're saying. Because the man might not always, we're not praying that something happens, but you never, you don't know what tomorrow will be. So maybe even if it's not even there, the man might be made redundant, or maybe his business could collapse, something could happen. So even though your business might be bringing like maybe a minimal amount, okay, that will give the man encouragement. Okay, you know what? Let's start from here. Okay, the woman says, okay, let me use this to support you while you get back on your feet. You know, so it's really important that we know that as women, we shouldn't just sit down and fold our hands and say, okay, because I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a carer for my
Okay,
career
let me give
should.
an example.
Yeah.
I had someone here when I came to Germany then. So he was one of the people that helped me start up here in Germany. He just told me, go to this place, go to this place. So all of a sudden, I didn't hear from him again. He had his family in Nigeria. I didn't hear from him again. So one day we got contact and I said, where have you been? And he said they deported him. You know, after a long time here, he had no paper, nothing. And he wasn't even working, he was just doing black jobs and all that. So I was like, how? What happened? He said that, and they didn't even allow him to work, meaning that he doesn't have money. He was only just depending on government. But do you know what happened? When he got home, he wasn't stranded. Do you know why? Because his wife had business, as in flourishing business going. From the business, because he was lamenting that, see, no work. I've not even started building. I don't even have anything. You know, the kind of pressure he said that his wife, they are still living in a rental apartment. But to his greatest shock, when he got home, his wife is already building a house.
Wow. Wow.
That house that he thought that they are renting, that he's paying rent every month, the wife, they're actually living there to complete the other part. They already completed one part, so they are just managing that part and be completing the other one. The wife has a business going, and he was like, Richie, you don't know. I said, yes, that is a woman that has brain. Her brain was not there.
Yeah.
You know?
So
But
for
let's
that
say, for example, that the woman
she could have just said, okay, as he's sending them the money, she'll just be spending the money
yes,
and not saving. Okay, but she took out the time. Is okay, you know what? Let me invest this money in something. Let me start this building. And on a rainy day, like this guy's case, when he lost his job and then had to be deported, he had something to fall back on. So if the woman didn't have that,
he had no clue at all.
yeah. But if the woman didn't have that, then it would have been like back to square one, nothing to fall back on.
And the man would have been feeling bad because he failed as a man. But this one, he was really proud of his wife.
Yeah.
And then he realized how long he has spent in Europe and how much he will have lost if his wife didn't put this in place.
Yeah. And that's a very sensible woman. Well done to her. Very well done to her. But yes, like Richie rightly said, we should, as women, have something to do. Don't say because you're a woman or because you're a mother and all that, therefore put your life on hold. Okay, so yes, you can take a break from your career for a while. Like I said before, if you're having children and you want to take care of your children, then you can put your career on hold, and then once the children grow up to a certain stage, you can go back to work and go back to your business or career and things like that. But don't just throw everything away or not even
And
have
that's stop
anything at
anybody
all.
that built their house, whether the wife built it or he built it, it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Anybody that built their house.
Is that response to Don the Scorpion?
Yes, he's saying that the wife built
Um,
the house, not the man that built the house.
so thank you, Esther, because thank you for coming. So yeah, so Richie is right. Whether it's the man or the woman, so long as they're together, the most important thing is that when rainy day came, they both had somewhere to fall back to. So maybe later on, they will say, okay, whether it's the man or the woman that built the house, but at that time when the man needed somewhere shelter, there was somewhere for him to stay. Okay, so that's what's important. Okay, but
And
thank
the
you so
man
much
was
for.
proud of his wife because he didn't even hide it and said, I built. He said
Mm,
that his wife built. He didn't even
yeah.
hide it. So there is no big deal there.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Rich. Thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Julie
Yes,
Ethan, thank you for coming. I think we've got one more point. Thank you for coming. I think we've got one more point to cover, one more subtopic to cover, and this is the case of men that actually feel insecure when it comes to a woman and being successful. So there are some men that when their wives start becoming successful, they start feeling insecure. They want to bring the wives down. They don't want them to succeed. They don't want them to do a business. Or if they started a business, they want them to close the business or stop working and things like that. So what do you think about that scenario? So do you think it's right for men to feel, why do they feel insecure in the first place? And is it right for them to feel insecure? Do they have a reason to be insecure? And also for some ladies that are not married, when they become successful in their careers, some men will be like, oh no, I can't marry this one because this person is successful. So why the insecurity? Okay, and also is there a way, is there a reason why they are insecure, and how can we deal with that?
Sorry, guys. No. So sorry for the breakout. So for men being insecure, for me, I don't really know the color of their problem for those men, but I believe that when you marry the right person, he won't be insecure about your.
Maybe the men here, I don't know. I know Tonda is here. So Tonda, do you think there's a reason why men should be insecure um when their wives start becoming successful in their careers or in their businesses?
If you marry somebody, because marriage is actually a partnership in destiny. I don't know how to put that word, as in the two of you have to help each other to achieve your destiny, your goals in life.
Yeah.
So if as a woman I'm helping you to achieve your purpose on earth, why can't you help me too to achieve my purpose on earth? That means you are a selfish person. You are not the right person for me.
Mm.
And that is a mistake most women make. You have to look when you are even having a conversation. That is when during dating, there are conversations that you should have. Not only I love you too, I love you more, who love me. No, you have to have a deep conversation about these things. Listen to what the person has to say about something. When you see something, you bring it up and say, look at what happened. Hear that person's opinion. And from there, you will start thinking, why is this person thinking this way? Is this person okay? So You should not. I cannot help you to achieve your goal, help you to save your money, help you to reach your goal, and you cannot help me. You'll be jealous of me. You have to. For me, I also believe that the reason why most men are being insecure is because of the attitude of some women. Let me not just lie. The
Yeah,
attitude of some women. There are some women that once they earn more than their men, the man cannot even say anything again.
yeah,
The man cannot say anything again. Or maybe devil will now punish the man. Sorry, I'm using this word. And the man lost his job, or he wasn't even working and the woman is working. That means the man will not drink water and drop cup. The attitude of some women, and that also shows that the man married a wrong person. So at the end of the day, you have to choose right. Choosing right will help you determine what you will get.
yeah,
So that is just what I see. But for me, I believe that it's not a good thing for you to, because I've never heard of a woman being angry or being jealous that her husband is earning more than her. It's always the men, because they always want to be men. They always want to be at the top. They always want to be the head. I don't know if there's anyone dragging it with them, but they always feel insecure when the woman is. And even notice some mothers, when they hear that their daughter-in-laws are earning more than their son, they will tell their son, be careful, that woman cannot enter this family because she
mm.
knows more than you, she earns more than you, she
She will
has a
control you.
better job, she will control you. And that is one thing that men don't want. And actually, no woman is even allowed to control her husband, even
Mm.
though at the end of the day, women take care of the house. In other ways, women also control the home, but they
Yeah,
don't even want to use their ear to hear that a woman controls the home. But indirectly, women control the home, where to live, where to
yeah,
sleep, how to arrange the. So, but men should just understand that no one is dragging anything with them. If your husband, if your wife is earning more than you, it's a good thing. Join the money together, use it and do something beautiful.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have
And
to
you,
be threatened, but it's just the attitude of some women, not all. The attitude of some women, why some men have that mentality that
insecurity.
I have to be insecurity, yes, that I have to be, and that is why most of them resort to marry to killing their wife's career, their dreams, are telling them
Yeah,
you have to stay at home, you don't have to do anything.
yeah, yeah. And you said something there where you talked about when people are dating, when two people are going to get married and they're dating, what you want to do is have some conversations, and when based on the person's response, you will know if that person will support your dreams and your
Yes,
career or not. If you
yes.
if you're having a relationship with a man or even a woman and they're telling you that, oh, the woman should be a housewife, the woman is not supposed to be working and things like that, so in that case you already know that this is
What
the kind
you
of
get.
person the man is,
Yes.
okay, which means that you might not have a career if the man is telling you, I'm going to marry you and you just there to take care of my kids and make babies for me. So that
Mm-hmm.
should trigger something in your brain to say, okay, if I get married to this person, does that mean if you're a career person, there's some women that like lives like that. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
a career person, if you're someone that wants something more for yourself, then you should be asking yourself the question like,
This is not
does
for
this
me.
will this person support my career? Or would getting married to this person mean the end of my career? So those are things that you want to do in conversations before you get married. But once you got married, and you rightly said that the reason why some men become insecure when their wives starts to become successful in their career is really what they've seen, maybe from their friends or from their aunties or from people they know, like when this person's wife became successful, they started maltreating their husbands or started becoming proud, started controlling, started misbehaving. Okay, as a
Yeah.
result of that, some men become insecure. But again, that's not enough reason for you to want to stop your wife from or your partner from wanting to pursue their career. Okay, so there's no need for
No,
insecurity.
it's
Husband,
not enough reason, but it's just what is happening. It's not
yeah,
enough reason, but this is what is just
yeah.
happening generally.
Proverbs. Who can open Proverbs? Mimi girl, thank you so much for coming. Proverbs. Where is it? I can't see the comment again.
Proverbs
Is why I won't date
31
a
verse
woman that makes
10.
more money than me. Proverbs 31:10.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Proverbs. Let's see what it says.
So Proverbs 31 verse 10. He said, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband dwells safely trust in her, so that he shall never need she so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life."
Yeah. So that's just talking about the virtuous woman that would be
Yeah.
there to support her husband and all that. So when your wife is being successful, so yes, there's that genuine reason sometimes when some white men become insecure. And I was talking to my husband this afternoon about a certain couple that the woman started earning money more than her husband, and suddenly started being controlling of the man. So in cases like that, so even if the man wants to support the woman's career, it won't be happy because of the things that he's seeing. Okay, so there are
Exactly.
some genuine reasons why some men are insecure, but again, every marriage, every individual is different. Okay, so you want to support each other, and that's why we get married, so that we can support each other's career. And again, the Bible says that one shall chase 1,000 and two shall chase 10,000. So if two of you can come together and support each other, it means that you will go far. You go farther than you can. You chase more than you would chase normally on your own. Okay, so it's important that, so yes, there are genuine reasons why people become insecure. There's so many speculations in the society that when a woman is successful, she no longer has respect for a man. She can't find a man to marry if she's single because the men are careful because they think she's going to country. It's a societal perspective. That doesn't
It's
necessarily
a
have to be the case.
mentality. It's not
Yeah,
actually for
that's
all women.
yeah. So that's the case, but that shouldn't be. So as a woman, you want to have you have so many hats, like we said before. You're the mom, you're this, you're that. But at the same time, you want to have your life, you want to have your career, you want to have something that's your identity, something that you say, okay, yes, this is me, and every day matters. Okay, I have a YouTube channel. This is what I do. Even though I'm a mom, even though I'm a wife, even though I'm a nurse, even though I'm all these things, I still have that thing that represents me when they say, okay, this is who you
Who
are.
are you?
Yeah, so who are you? This is who I am. So yes, I have a career. Apart from YouTube, I have a career that I'm pursuing. Okay, so that's me. That's what gives me fulfillment. That's what gives me joy. So as a woman, you want to have those things as well. Not just the fact that, okay, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I've got all this hat on. What if something happens? What if something happens along the line and the man is no longer there? Okay, are you going to start struggling on the streets? You're going to have to start from scratch. Okay, so it's important that we have all that. And again, I think the last point we talked about, we were talking about why some men feel insecure. So yes, there's some reasons why some women will do certain things, but there's no need to be insecure because we need to be able to support each other to grow. Okay, so I think we've done almost an hour on this live stream today. Richie, I don't know if you have any final. I'll just read some comments first,
Yeah, just
and
read
then we
some.
can kind of round up. Proverbs 31. Okay, so that's the virtuous woman. Good evening, sis. Mimiga, thank you for coming. This is why I date a woman that makes more money than me. And good evening, Elias Matters. Okay, so Jonas Campbell, she makes more money than that recipe for disaster. 7% of divorce are initiated by women. Then she'll having you doing the laundry, washing dishes. So everyone to his own. Okay, so everyone has. So you can say, you know what, can't marry a woman that earns more than me. That's fine, absolutely fine
Then
with
you have
you.
to look for a woman who doesn't want to marry a man that wants her to work.
Yes, but you can look for a woman that earns less.
Yes.
So if you have a successful career, maybe you are a businessman, or you are, I don't know what careers pay high salaries.
Mhm.
If you have a career that pays you higher, then you want to look for someone that's not ambitious at all. Okay, because if you marry
Yes,
someone that's ambitious, then that will be disaster for you. You're married. Marriage won't even last, because
it
it will be
won't
saying
even
that you're
last.
suppressing the woman that wants to make something out of her life. Okay, and even if you marry a woman that's any less than you want your woman to be successful. Therefore, you would encourage her to do more.
To
That's my
grow.
opinion as Thunder Scorpion. I don't know about you. Okay, so you want to encourage your wife or your woman or your girlfriend, whatever, to shine, really. Because that's how I see it. So you encourage them to shine, not a situation where you say, okay, I don't want you to go any higher than you are because I'm earning this amount. I don't want you to come anywhere close to me. Or you can say, okay, because you're not earning this amount, I don't want you anymore. So like I said, everyone to his own. You can say, okay, you don't want that. Someone else will be like, okay, you know what? I want my wife to shine. I want my woman to be successful. I want to encourage her to reach the top of her career. And that's how it's supposed to be. But again, like I said, everyone to his own. Okay, everyone
And
to his own.
I will advise, if you are a woman, if you are a woman and you know yourself, you know that you don't have the strength to do full-time work, or you want to be, because there are some women who really want to be housewives,
Yeah,
then look for a man that wants his wife to be a
a full
housewife.
timer. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Don't.
the problem with that one, Richie, is yes, it's good to do what he wants because the man is there to support you. But the point we raised with that one was, what if something happens?
Then what if something happens? You have to bear the cross alone.
Yeah.
Yes, because you made the decision. You made a decision to say, not that you know yourself that you want to be a housewife, because there are some women who always say that, me, I don't have strength to work, oh, I want to be a housewife, I just want to stay at
Mm.
home and be eating my husband's money. Then look for a man that can afford your needs. Even when something goes wrong tomorrow, you bear the consequences alone. But don't be that kind of woman that wants her husband to care for her. You just want to be a housewife, and the man wants a woman who will support him, because every man wants a woman who will support him. That is, for men, that is the purpose of marriage for them.
I
If
help
you are
her.
not, yes, if you are not bringing anything to the table, that is why you see where some men at first they will like, they are doing everything for you, but there's time when they will get tired, and you will see that they will start abusing you. They will say you don't go and work, you are lazy, you are this. They will just start getting
Yeah.
unnecessarily angry.
Yeah.
So don't
That's
use
true.
your own as square somebody else's blues. Search for the kind of person you want. So
You
that is
want,
just,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
And this goes
Exactly.
to the men too. If you want a full-time house, a career woman, there are some businessmen who didn't go to school, but if you ask them what do you want, they will tell you they want a woman who went to school, who have a degree, as in who is a graduate, who is
Yeah.
a career woman. This is what they want, and they will go for her. And they will even allow
Yeah.
the woman. There are some men that they are just silent, but their wives, they are hearing their voices here and there. You'll be asking, where is her husband? Her husband is there
Yeah.
pushing her to do it.
That's right. Helping
Her
her to
husband
shine and shine.
helping her to shine, but
Yeah.
he is just there. He's just there doing his thing. He don't care
Yeah.
about what he's doing, and he will be there saying,
Yeah.
"That is my wife. That is my
Yeah.
wife." You'll
Yeah.
be proud.
And
These are Look for
most
those
men are
men.
like that.
Yes.
Most men are like that, cheering their wives on, like, okay, go, you can do it. That's my wife. This, that. Okay, so and that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'll just read some comments, okay, because I'm conscious of time.
Yeah.
Esther just said, Isaiah 60 verse 1, let your light so shine. Money enables
And
shining. That's true. When you have money, once there's money, the relationship is sweet, everyone is happy. But when there's no money, people can't cope. I'm not saying people can't cope. Someone said love is blind, but money makes love sweeter. Okay, so yes, it would be best if we have it. I'll just read a few more comments. Housewife is also work. If I have to be a housewife, I must earn money doing it. Okay, and that's a very significant point, because if a man, and I've just read Sanders copy from my laptop there, and says it's up to the man to have money in a savings account that can take care of the family if something happens. So I'll put those two together. Okay, so yes, I'm being a full-time housewife. Can I have some money? I'm not saying pay me for the work I'm doing, because we know that being a full-time housewife, if you have kids, it's crazy. You know that it's hard work, especially if your kids are growing. It's hard work. So if you're saying, look, I'm not working, then you want to be giving me some money for upkeep, giving me some money to take care of myself. So I want to have money doing all that, or even like that, have something on the side that won't take up all of my time. Okay, and Thunder Scorpion just said that, okay, he doesn't want his wife to earn more than him, but it's up to him to have savings so that if something happens, they have something to fall back to. And that's a good one. And like we said, every man to his own. Whatever works for you. So if you know that this is the kind of person, I don't know what happened to my internet just now. Make sure that there's money so that if anything happens, okay, that money is there to support you both, at least to get back on your feet. Okay, so that's a very, very good point. The truth is there's more to work that any money is that any
Fulfilling
money, e.g.,
purpose.
fulfilling purpose. And that's true. And that's what we talked about. Finding fulfillment, finding your identity, finding what gives you joy. It's not just money. The reason we work is not just for money, but getting to say, okay, like I said to myself, that I am everyday matters. This is who I am. This is what I do. So even though my YouTube might not be giving me the money that I want now, but this is me. This is what I do. That's my identity. I'm fulfilled
Exactly.
doing it. I'm happy that I'm doing it. Okay, but if my husband comes and says, "Oh, you can't do this anymore," then that's going to be a big issue for us, because it's what I love to do. Okay, so let's have a look. Julie Isse said, "A good woman builds her home. Good to marry your friend. That's where there will be no strife." Okay, so yeah, so it's good to marry someone that's your friend. We're not saying there's no strife. Julie said there will be strife, but you'll be able to manage the strife. There'll be misunderstanding, but you'll be able to, because the person is your friend, it will be easy for you to manage. It's okay, you know what? It's all right. Let's talk about it. Okay, so it's really important. So Sandra Scorpion is saying, I'm a graduate and currently about to start on my master's. I usually date women who are college educated as well. If she works, her money should go to savings. And that's fine.
That
That's
is what
fine.
we are
So if
talking
you want
about.
to, yeah,
I said that is exactly what we are talking about. Savings.
yeah.
So that
So
when
she's
something happens,
working.
you bounce to that.
Yeah. So she's working. She's not working to give you the money,
Mhm.
even though she can support you if you need it, but she wants to have that identity to say, okay, this is who I am. Okay, and if you say, okay, babe, don't worry, keep your money in your savings, I can take care of you, that gives her extra, and that's a very good one. It gives her the extra money to say, okay, you know what, I have my own earnings, but it goes to, I have a friend actually that's like that. All her earnings, she's working, her earnings goes into her savings, but the husband takes care of everything. So which makes her very happy and is also actually encouraging her to do more. So that's a very good one. um Great discussion. Thank you very much, Thunder Scorpion. They value who can support in many ways. Yes. So a man will value a woman that supports, and that's why we talked about a woman being a helper, a helpmate. So we
Mhm.
help each other. And I said before, one will chase 1,000 and two should chase 10,000. I said that before. Together we can put our strength, our wisdom together, and then we can Where am I? I'm so behind on this comment. I think in the end, it doesn't matter who earns more, because it's not about the husband or the wife, but for the children. We will work for them in the whatever will work for them in the end, and that's true. Whether the man earns more, the woman earns more, it really doesn't matter, because they're a couple, they're together. Okay, so
Yeah.
they might put their, so my camera is okay now. Can anyone notice my camera is clear now at the end of the session? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Now my camera is clear. Should we start the live stream all over again?
No.
No, no. Oh my God. But like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's the man or whether it's the woman. It really doesn't matter who makes more money. I think I might have missed some comments. Let me just go back on my,
There are not much comments.
yeah. So that one from there.
There are not much comments.
Okay.
You're right.
Business insider, that's one we're just talking about. Whatever works for them and their family. The truth is there's more to work that than any, okay, we've talked about that one. A good woman builds her home. I'm a graduate. Okay, we've read that one. Your camera is clear now. I know exactly what I was saying. My camera is clear. Let's start again. Another 1 hour. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if anyone has Richie, any final thoughts, like before we go, the role of a woman, a woman's career, and how a partner should support her and all that before we end the stream.
I believe that we've said everything, and everything that we said today, most women know this already, most men
Yeah,
know this already, but we just have to keep talking, because at the end of the day, people keep making mistakes. Especially when it comes to women empowerment, when it comes to um, men insecurity. It's something that we will not stop talking about, because this is destroying homes a lot. It's something that, just marry your kind, marry someone, discuss, have a conversation. That is where conversation is so important. Have a conversation, know what this person thinks, and know if this person will help you grow or it will just tie you down somewhere. Just think about it. Then when you are working and your husband is not working, or you are earning more than your husband, that is where the submission comes in, because God knows that it is very difficult for a woman to respect her husband, because she knows that she has sense more than the man. She knows that she's earning more than the man. So she knows that in all areas she's better than the man. That is why she won't be able to respect him. And that is why the Bible says women should, as in wives should, respect their husband, because he knows that it's difficult for a woman to respect someone that she has sense more than. So you have to respect your husband. You have to respect your husband, whether you are any more than him or not, whether he's working now or not, especially when the
yeah,
man was working and helping you. You have to know that the table turned, and it's your time to
to
reciprocate those
support.
love
Yeah.
that he has given you before. So this is all I just have to say.
Thank you very much. And you said something there. It has to be so when it comes to a woman earning more than her husband, it's a conscious decision, a conscious effort. It's
Yes,
okay, you know what? Even though I'm earning, I must not
you should
disrespect
not.
my husband. I must not take my husband for granted. I must love my husband and things like that. So it takes, because it's difficult, like you said. Women are not created to be
Providers,
the what's the word I'm looking for? To be
providers,
the
provide.
provider. Women are not built to provide. So when they find themselves in a position where they're earning more, or when they become providers for the family, it's, I don't know if
It
it
stress
knocks
them
a
out.
knot out of their brain,
Yeah,
so to say.
yeah.
So they change automatically. So for a woman that earns more than her husband, she needs to make a conscious decision, a conscious effort to say, okay, you know what? I cannot disrespect. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to
And the only
hold
way
my.
they
I have
can
to
do
build
it,
my home.
and the only way they can do it without feeling bad, is when they follow this, the
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah,
When they follow this and know their instructions. But
yeah,
because people have lost that this is the manner for marriage, most people just do things
yeah.
without even thinking. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is the only guide. When you buy
Yeah.
electronic, they give
So
you a guide. This is the guide.
for us as Christians, the Bible is our foundation. The Bible is where we go
Exactly.
to, is where our marriage is formed. But then there are also some people that are not Christians. There's some people that are not Christians, some people are Muslims. But whatever
Then all these
religion,
things are in their Quran.
yeah, it's in
No
their
matter
Quran,
the
so they
religion
should be
you
following their
are,
Quran. And
yes,
for those that are not Christians, they should know that, okay, I have to make a conscious. So whatever religion you are,
you are.
you
You
belong,
just have to
you need to,
understand the institute
yeah,
of marriage.
yeah. So marriage is to be built. It's you need to build your marriage. You need to make your home. You need to make your bed the way you want to lie on it. Okay, so it's really important that we as Christians, so yes, follow the Bible as your
Guide.
instrument of your guide of marriage. But for those that are not Christians, have it at the back of your mind that your marriage is to be built. You need to work on yourself to build your marriage by yourself. Okay, and whatever you believe in, okay, you need to work on your marriage to make it work. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to end today. But before I go now, I'm just gonna do
Right.
a quick summary. Thank you so much, Richie, for coming. Thank you for
You're
your
welcome.
beautiful hair, your beautiful smile. Mwah. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming. Guys, if you don't have Richie in your contact, please
Thank you,
follow her.
everyone.
Her channel name is A Talk with Richie. So please check her out. If you like what she does, then please subscribe to her. Thank you so much. Okay, but like I said before, as a
Bye,
woman, we all
everyone.
have,
I'm at the chat.
all right, take care. So we all, as women, we have so many hats that we wear as a wife, as a sister, as a mother, as a nurse, as a builder. So we have so many hats that we wear. We're the virtuous woman, you know. So we have so many hats that we wear as women. But even after that, we also want to have our own lives. We want to have our own careers. We want to have our own businesses. Let's not give up our lives because we have all this. So let our career be one of the hats that we wear. So yes, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a this, but I also have my identity as this. And I use myself as an example. I am everyday matters. I have a career, I work in this area, even though I have these other hats. Okay, so we need to do that. And let's not give up our career for anything at all. So yes, as a mom, you can say, okay, my kids are growing up. I want to spend some time to raise my children. So you can put your career on hold or your business, whatever, on hold for a time being, but you want to make sure that when that time is over, you want to come back to your career, to being who you are. So it's really important that we have an identity. And for men that might be insecure because their wives are successful, that shouldn't be the case. The fact that a woman is successful doesn't mean that she becomes a bad woman all overnight. The fact that a woman is successful doesn't mean that she won't respect you anymore. Rather, you as a man should be the one to cheer your wife on, to say, okay, well done. Help her to shine her shine. Okay, like Esther said, help her shine her shine, you know, and then the two of you can chase tens of thousands together rather than chasing just 1,000. Okay, but thank you all so much for coming, Victoria, Marka. Lovely and wonderful conversations. Thank you so much. The Talk with Richi, thank you for being an amazing guest. Thank you so much. Esther's Chronicle, Julie Isse, thank you so much. Victoria Marka, Elias Matters, Thunder Scorpion, Business Studies with, I keep forgetting what it is. I'll just say Business Studies. Mimiga Vlog, thank you so much for coming. For everyone that showed up here today, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm just seeing if I've missed anyone else. So that's Business Studies with Mattel. Yes, Business Studies. Susan Herbert Tips, thank you for coming. I appreciate every single one. And Zadok's family, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for coming. Nome Odian, thank you so much. Have an amazing week, everyone. I hope this live stream has been helpful in one way or the other. Please share the video if you can. If you think it will be helpful to anyone, then please share the video. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. But until then, have an amazing week and bye. Bye-bye. Bye.